I just said okay, and it just came up again.
Yeah, Sheila is here.
Oh, good. Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I let them both in.
All right, great. I'm just gonna,
And you can start.
I'm just gonna adjust my screen a little bit. There we go. Hey, Shayla. So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to an adapted seated yoga practice. My name is Bobbie. My pronouns are she, her. And today I am wearing a bright yellow sweater, my blue jeans, my hair tied back, and apparently I'm an older woman with graying hair. And so, an invitation is always to begin a yoga practice by finding a comfortable sitting position. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. Roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bring your hands into your heart space. So lift your heart to your hands, bow your head to your heart. And an invitation to, if you'd like, dedicate your practice to someone. So you might know someone that maybe needs a little extra love, compassion, loving kindness. So you can visualize that person in front of you, silently say their name, and then wishing them happiness and that they might know the root of all happiness. And then when you're ready, gradually blink your eyes. And so an invitation now to repose. So ground down through your feet, center and ground through the soles of your feet. If it's available to you, come away from the back of the chair now so that you're able to support your own spine. So I'd like you to feel that you're able to sit forward on your sits bones, the bones we sit on. So ground down to your sits bones. Maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Lengthen up through your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And so from here, I'd like to transition into a gentle movement, reaching your arm up as high as feels comfortable for you, and then slowly float your arm down. So 3 more times, gentle movement, reaching up towards the sky. Slowly float your arm down. So this time, let's explore linking our breath with our movement. On inhale, reach up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down, the full length of your exhale. So as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax both arms down by your side, then on your lap. Let's explore this gentle movement on the other side. As you're ready, reach your opposite arm up as high as feels comfortable for you, and then slowly float your arm down. So reaching up as high as feels comfortable, and slowly float your arm down. This time, let's explore linking our breath with our movement. On inhale, reach up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax both arms down by your side, then on your lap. Take a moment. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to tuck your chin in slightly. So we're going to transition into a warm up, beginning with our head. So bring your chin gently towards your chest. And then as you feel your neck is ready, turn a soft gaze looking up. We'll continue this gentle movement for the cervical area of the spine. As ready, finish up the movement that you're on, bring your head back to center, and then take one ear towards your shoulder, and then move your head back and forth. As ready, finish up the movement that you're on, sitting up nice and tall. Turn a soft gaze, looking past your shoulder. Only turn your head as far as feels comfortable for you. And then turn your head from side to side. So it's as if we're nodding no. Finish up the movement that you're on, bring your head back to center, and then when you're ready, reach your hand up, place it on the opposite side of your head, and just like create a little bit of resistance. And then switch sides. And interlace your fingers, bring them to the base of your skull, press your head gently against your hands. When you're ready, make a soft fist, bring it up to your jaw. Again, I'm creating a little resistance. And then switch sides. Bring a soft fist to the middle of your forehead, front part of our brain. Gentle pressure here can be calming for the nervous system. And release. So from here, we'll transition into practice I call face yoga. So open your mouth wide and relax. Open your mouth wide again. This time, see if you can bring your lips over your teeth. And relax. This time, let's see if we can pull all our facial muscles towards our nose. Just bit into a lemon. And relax. And if your nose is itchy, rub your nose. Okay, so from here, let's transition into a practice I call cat and cow or kitten and cow. So we're going to be flexing and extending your spine. So if you have osteopenia, something else or something else going on with your spine, they know it's contraindicated to go into deep flexion or extension. Honor that. So your piece will be kitten and cow. And alternatively, if it's okay to go a little deeper, cat and cow. So as you're ready, hands resting on your thighs. Round your back, pardon me. As you round your back, draw your chest in. So it's as if our sternum is moving in towards the back of our ribs. As ready, your sternum lifts, moves forward, shoulders back and down. On exhale, round your back. And as you round your back, you might notice that your hands naturally have a tendency to slide towards your knees. On inhales, we arch our back and slide in towards our hips. So if your skin is sensitive and it doesn't feel good to slide your hands along your thighs, I'd like to invite you to maybe just hover above. So move in a way that feels natural for you, so natural that perhaps your movements and your breath become one. Finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms by your side, then on your lap. And then when you're ready, sit up nice and tall. I'd like to invite you to reach one hand towards the earth, so towards the floor, as if you're reaching to pick something up. Keeping sits bones on the chair. You can hold the opposite side of the chair if you would like. And then keep shoulder lined up with shoulder. And an invitation to move from side to side. So it might be helpful to inhale, center, exhale, reach towards the floor. Inhale, come back center, exhale, reach towards the floor. Or maybe today it just feels good to inhale to one side, exhale to the other side. If you're congested or you have an obstruction, breathe, of course, any way that feels best for you. So you might notice that as we begin to warm up, perhaps the movements become more easeful. Maybe we're able to go a little bit deeper. Finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. Rest your hands on your lap. And from here, we're going to come into a gentle twist. So inhale, lengthen the spine. On exhale, moving up one vertebrae at a time. So from the base of your lumbar spine. And our shoulders come into the twist a little more. Head turns last. And then we're going to explore moving dynamically, twisting from side to side. Finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to your neutral spine. Relax your arms by your side and maybe a little wavy fidget. Nice. So from here, I'd like to come into the movement I call finding our balance. So balance, often I am heard to share, repeat, balance the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire body. And so if you know balance is a challenge for you, make sure you have whatever device you need to keep you stable in your chair. So let's begin by sitting up nice and tall. You maybe place your hands at your hips. And then on your exhale, move your chest towards your thighs. And maybe tucking your chin in slightly. And then rock back up. So let's keep this gentle rocking movement flowing for a few more breaths. If you feel stable in your chair, feel free to close your eyes softly. So there's something about the rocking movement that our nervous system likes. As ready, finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. And then I'd like to invite you to circle your heart forward and then circle back. Keeping your sits bones on the chair. So your circles might be slower or larger, smaller than mine. So you're moving in your own time and rhythm. So our nervous system likes these slow, gentle movements. And then as you're ready, rotate in the opposite direction. An invitation to bring your awareness to the space in front of you. Take your awareness to the space beside you. And maybe notice how that makes you feel. Bring your awareness to the space above you. And especially an invitation to take your awareness to the space behind you. And so moving away from me to we, invitation to trust that we are being supported. Then slowly make your way back to stillness. Relax your arms by your side, then on your lap. Take a moment, check in. How's your breath? Maybe noticing any subtle sensations. So with your hands resting where they are, I'd like to invite you to play air piano. So we're tapping our fingers. And maybe tapping from our pinkies to our thumbs. And thumbs to pinkies. So micro movements, visualizing the movement, focusing on what we can do. And then maybe moving right to left. And then as ready, I'd like to invite you to reach your hands up, palm up. And I'd like to transition into practice that's great for cognitive health, particularly our memory. So I'd like to invite you to press your thumb into each fingertip. And as we do that, we'll repeat the words, peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. And now we'll repeat the words and movements in a whisper. Peace begins with me. Peace begins. Peace begins. And then silently. And then when you're ready, reach your arms up, extend beyond your wrists, your fingertips, and then shake your hands like you're shaking water off your hands. And so I'd like to invite you now to extend your arm, and then we're going to start rotating our wrists. And so you can spread your fingers wide, or maybe it feels good to maybe hold your fingers over your thumb, you choose. And then rotate in the opposite direction. Nice. And then it's ready, we'll switch sides. So you rotate your wrist. Slow movements. Thumb in or fingers spread wide. And then rotate in the opposite direction. And now I'd like to invite you to bring both hands up. We'll rotate our wrists. Rotate in the opposite direction and maybe imagine you're moving your hands through water. And then as ready, push your hands away. Pardon me. Pull your hands back. Push your hands away. Pull your hands back. So with this movement, not only are we getting into all the major joints in our arms, we're also getting into the area on the inside and outside of our shoulder blades. So we're giving our back a little massage. Push your hands away, pull your hands back. And now we're going to dive right into yoga swim, starting freestyle. And then maybe backstroke, whoosh, breaststroke, and side stroke. Other side. And then we'll finish up with butterfly. And then slowly come on back to stillness. Wow. And feel your work. Let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. So let's repose. Make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor, on your footrest. You're sitting up nice and tall. And then I'd like you to push one foot down into the floor and then press your opposite foot down. And I want you to notice, can you feel one foot more than the other? And so that might have something to do with your hips. And sitting up tall, shoulders up, back and down, little wiggly fidget. And so today, just going to add a few movements that I historically haven't shared in this class, but for some reason I feel inspired to do so today. So feel free, if physically you're not able to do the movement, I'd like to invite you to visualize the movement. So we know that imagination is powerful, and so that might be a really great starting point. So we're sitting up tall, and then I'd like to invite you to tap your toes. Tap a little faster. Maybe tapping out to the side. And come on back center. And then when you're ready, you can hold the chair if you'd like. And also, if you happen to be blessed with a yoga buddy, the yoga buddy can help perhaps with some of the movements with your guidance. So not doing the work for you, but actually with your guidance, co-facilitating the movement. So here we go. So I'd like to invite you now to roll up onto your toes and back on your heels. And then if you'd like to make it a little more challenging, maybe alternating from side to side, toe, heel. Good stuff. And then just take a moment. And then I'd like to invite you to, we're going to get into our hips a little more here. Sitting up tall, slide your foot out to the side and then back. And we'll do this 3 more times. Out to the side and back. And 2 more times. Slide, back, slide out to the side and back. And now we'll switch sides. So you might notice that it's an entirely different experience on the opposite side. So slide away, back. 2 more times, slide away, and back, slide away, and back. And so from here, if you like, you can place your hand behind your knee and rotate your legs. Really come up a little higher. Rotate your leg out and then rotate in. And then switch sides when you're rotating out, lifting up. And rotate in. So one more time on each side, sitting up tall. I want you to notice, does one hip feel different than the other? And maybe it feels better to rotate in rather than out. And switch sides if you haven't already. Rotate away, rotate in, and come on back. Good stuff. So now I'll just massage our legs a little bit. Good stuff. Okay. So sitting up nice and tall, let's come into a side bend. So take hold of the underside of the chair. Opposite arm choices. You can maybe have your hand at your hip. Maybe hand comes to your shoulder. Maybe it feels okay to reach up and over. So you could maybe have a soft bend in your arm, come up and over, maybe just gold pose. So you choose. Sit up tall, take hold of the underside of the chair, extend your opposite arm, spiral your palm open. Inhale, reach up, exhale, bend. Turn a soft gaze, looking down towards the floor to release your neck. Breathe into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? Come out of the pose on this side, take hold of the underside of the chair, extend your opposite arm, spiral your palm open, inhale, reach up, exhale, bend. Keeping sits bones on the chair, turning a soft gaze, looking down towards the floor. And come out of the pose on this side. So let's practice this one more time on each side. Maybe notice if you feel a subtle shift. Take hold of the chair, extend your arms, spiral your palm open. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend. Come out of the pose on this side. Take hold of the chair, extend your arms, spiral your palm open. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend. And release. Shoulders up, back and down, little wiggly fidget. So let's repose. Make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor on your footrest. Your sits bones are sharp on the chair. Your spine is long, shoulders back and down, chin in. So let's practice a little bit of body tapping. So tap the outside of your thighs, come down, lean as far as feels comfortable for you. And then tap coming up the inner legs on your thighs. Tap. And now we're going to switch up a little bit. Sitting up tall, we're going to start the tapping from the inner thighs, coming down the inner legs, and then coming up the outside. When you're ready, come back up to a neutral spine. Extend your arm, palm face down. Tap the top of your hand up to your shoulder. Then turn your palm face up, tap down. And we'll switch sides. Tap, tap, tap. And tap down. Bring your fingertips to the back of your neck, tapping lightly. And then maybe up to the crown of your head. Pardon me, and you can say, wake up, brain, wake up, brain. And then maybe fingertips down your sternum, tapping lightly. It's going to be calming for our nervous system. And then when you're ready, you can lean back in the chair if you'd like. Place one hand on the other. And then moving clockwise, massage your belly. So massaging our organs, our liver, our stomach. Lean forward a little bit. Take your hands to your lower back. Give your lower back a little bit of love, attention. Maybe reaching up a little higher where your kidneys and adrenal glands live. Send them some love. And then sitting up tall, sweep your hands forward. And so we'll inhale, let, exhale, go. Inhale, let, exhale, go. So from here, we're going to transition into practice some of you are quite familiar with called breath and joy, energizing. And so I want you to make sure that there's nothing close to you that you can whack your hands. We are going to bring our arms in front, up to the side, and in front again. So breath of joy is 3 inhales through the nose, and then the exhale just happens naturally. So 3 rounds. Here we go. Breath of joy. Inhale, 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 drop. 2 more rounds. Inhale, 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 and drop. 1 more round. Inhale, 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 and drop. Good stuff. Okay, so I think we're all set. We can set ourselves up for sun salutation. So let's begin in mountain pose. Make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor, on your footrest. Place your arms by your sides. Spiral your palms open. And then when you're ready, take your hands into your heart space. Bow your head to your heart. So bowing our head towards our heart gives us a little nerve flossing for our neck. And reach your arms up, gentle back arch. So lift from above your shoulder blades, lift your heart. And then hinging at the hips, take hold of the sides of the chair, come into a forward fold. Tuck your chin in slightly. And then pushing down through the inner heels, one hand on each of your thigh, come back up to neutral spine. And so for some of you might be visualizing this movement. Alternatively, it feels okay. Tuck your leg under the front of your chair, toes tucked under. You can add your arm, hand can be at your hip, goalposts are reaching up along the sky. Step your leg forward, downward facing dog, modified, forearms on your lap, lengthen your spine, chin in. Baby cobra, place your hands on your thighs, lower your head, then lift up through the crown of your head. Downward facing dog, forearms on your lap, lengthen your spine, chin in. Pushing down through your inner heels, one hand on each of your thigh, come back up to neutral spine. We'll transition into a lunge, so visualizing movement, or if it's accessible, tucking your leg under the front of the chair, toes tucked under. Add your arm if you'd like. Step your leg forward. Extend your arms, spiral your palms open, reach up to the sky. Maybe our hands come together in prayer, down through the heart. So let's do a few more rounds. Arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, open up your armpits. And then take your hands to your heart space, bow your head to your heart. Reach your arms up, gentle back arch. Lift from above your shoulder blades, lift your heart. Hinging at the hips, come to a forward fold, chin in, flat back. Pushing down through your inner heels, one hand on each of your thigh, come back up to a neutral spine. Let's come into a lunge again. So again, visualizing the movement, or coming into the movement if that works for you. Reach your arm up to your place on your ear and goalposts or hand at your hip. Float your arm down, step your leg forward. So this time I'd like to invite you for downward facing dog to place your arms on a diagonal. So maybe your fingers are reaching, hands are reaching towards the ceiling meet the wall. Alternatively, I'd like to do the one that we did earlier, forearms on your lap, go for it. And then baby cobra, hands on your thighs, lower your head, lift up through the crown of your head. Downward facing dog. Back up to neutral spine. We'll come into a lunge on the other side. Float your arm down, step your leg forward, spiral your palms open, reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. So let's practice one more round. Arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, bring your hands into your heart space, bow your head to your heart. Reach your arms up, gentle back arch. Hinging at the hips, forward fold. Pushing down through the inner heels, one hand on each of your thigh, come back up to neutral spine. Step into a lunge. Bring your arm up to your place, arm along your ear, goalposts around your hip. Float your arm down, downward facing dog. So you have a choice. You could do the lengthen your spine, forearms on your lap, or if you'd like, arms on a diagonal. Baby cobra, lower your head, lift up through the crown of your head. Downward facing dog. Come back up to a neutral spine, into a lunge on the other side. Hand at your hip and goalposts are up along your ear. Float your arm down, step your leg forward, spiral your palms open, reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. Maybe your hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. Place one hand on your belly, the other on your heart space, and maybe notice the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And then a little wiggly fidget. So from here, I'd like to come into a seated twist. And so I'll teach a couple of variations. So that for this first one, if it's possible, bring your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance, so to create a little more space for a yoga belly. So hips, knees, ankles in line. Bring your hands together, palms together, lift your elbows a little. And then I'd like you to inhale. And as you inhale, lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, bring your elbow point to your thigh. Extend your opposite elbow up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. And if it feels okay for your neck, turn a soft gaze looking up. And when you're ready, come on back to a neutral spine. Inhale, lengthen your spine. On your exhale, elbow point to thigh. Opposite elbow reaches up towards the ceiling. Press into the palms of your hands. Turn a soft gaze looking up if that feels okay for your neck. And then slowly come back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms, maybe a little wavy fidget. So let's move dynamically, coming in and out of the twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach your twist. Inhale, reach up and twist. Reach up and twist. So make sure you go into your twist on your exhale. And then finish up the movement that you're on. And then come on back to a neutral spine. Nice. Okay, so side bends, twists, pretty intense spinal movement. So we need to really realign our spine. So at this time, I'd like you to come back in the chair. And then if possible, I'd like you to take hold of the front of the chair. And then sitting up nice and tall, lengthen your spine. And then on your exhale, hinging at the hips, come into a forward fold. So you can be holding the chair, maybe your forearms are on your lap. Let your head hang slightly to release your neck. Breathe into your lower back. You might imagine that your lungs are in your lower back. So of course, we can't place our lungs in our lower back. However, energy flows where thoughts go, where breath goes. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to walk your hands over to your thigh. Turn your torso in that direction. And then hinge. Come into this as deep as you'd like. And then walk your hands across to the other side. Turn your torso in that direction. So essentially your front shoulder rolls forward, back shoulder back. And then slowly come on back to a neutral spine. If you walk your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance apart, walk your feet back so they're hip distance apart. And then sitting up tall, I'd like you to take hold of your opposite wrist. So a gentle back bend. Okay. And maybe a little wiggly fidget, we'll shake out. So I think we have enough time. I'd like to teach maybe another pose, and then we'll transition into a couple yogic breathing techniques, meditation, and final relaxation. And so this pose is called eagle pose. And so we're sitting up tall. Bend your elbows, palms face each other, and then reach across, cup your elbow point. Draw that same arm into the midline. Let your shoulders soften away from your ear, maybe reaching up a little higher. If you'd like, you can cross at the ankle. Eagle pose. So imagine the intensity of an eagle eye. and release. So let's switch sides. Sit up tall, bend your elbows, palms face each other, reach across, cup your elbow point, draw that arm into the midline. Let your shoulders soften away from your ear. On inhale, maybe reaching up a little higher. And then if you like, crossing up the ankle, eagle pose. And release. Ooh, a little shake up. So sitting up tall, extend your arms out so you're broad through the collarbones, extend beyond your wrists, your fingertips. When you're ready, turn your palms up and then cross one arm over the other. So take hold of your shoulders wherever you can reach comfortably. So this is bear hug number 1. So we're going to tuck our chin in. And this is I love me, bear hug number 1. And then it's ready, remembering which arm is on top, extend your arms out to the side. Palms face up, and this time opposite arm comes on top. Take hold of your shoulders, tuck your chin in. I love me, bear hug number 2. And release. Nice. So I think I'm just going to move into the screen a little closer. So I'd like to transition into breathing techniques. And so the first one I'd like to share with you is called alternate nostril breathing. Some of you might be familiar with. And so find a comfortable sitting position. And so I'd like you to take your thumb and close off the right side of your right nostril. And then inhale through your left. Close off your left nostril. Exhale through your right. Then we're going to inhale through our right. Close off your right nostril. Exhale through your left. So if this doesn't feel comfortable for you for any reason, just come back to a free and easy breath. So I'd like to encourage you in your own time for a few more breaths to keep the alternate nostril breathing flowing. So let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Maybe notice if you felt a subtle shift in your energy. And so from here, I'd like to transition into another yogic breathing technique called one-to-one ratio. So when we bring our inhales and our exhales so that they're the same duration and quality. And so I'm going to cue you at the count of 4 on the inhale and a count of 4 on the exhale. And so when you're ready, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. So allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm. So maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And so from here, we'll transition into a short guided meditation. So I'd like to invite you to feel free to do this reclined if you have the ability to recline in your chair. Alternatively, find a comfortable sitting position. If you'd like, you can place something behind your back for support. Maybe a pillow or some weight on your thighs can feel lovely. A little bit of weight encourages a grounding sensation. Feel free to adjust your lighting. And so essentially, we're sitting up comfortably but still alert. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to place your palms face down on your lap. Draw your hands in towards your hips. Look down and into your heart. See what you can see. And then breathe into your heart. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in breath grows deep, my out breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I release. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. We'll sit in silence for a few moments with a gentle reminder. Breathing. When you're ready, come into a comfortable sitting position. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. So not a big scrunch up towards our ears. Essentially, we're just inviting our shoulders to soften away from our ears. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever it feels most comfortable. Palm up or down as desired. So I'm going to suggest that if you're feeling fatigued today, maybe explore resting your palms face up, open to receive. If you're feeling restless, scattered, palms face down, can encourage a grounding sensation. So soft palms, soft yoga belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Quiet breath. Allow the breath to breathe itself. Relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Silently, if you'd like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. If it's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. Without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body. Thank your body again. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. If your eyes were closed, gradually blink your eyes open. And so take a look around the space that you're in and name 3 objects that you see to bring us back to make those neural connections. So thank you, everyone. Notice how you feel before and after yoga class. Questions or feedback, love to hear from you. So a gentle reminder, if you haven't heard, this will be the last class until March. Good news is all the classes that I've shared are recorded, and so you can continue to access those anytime you'd like. And other than that, my friend Kassar, thank you. Connector, thank you for the opportunity to share this amazing gift. Yeah, thank you, Kimberly, and I want to wish you happy holidays as well, everyone. And take good care until we meet again.
Thank you, Bobbie. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
You too, love. Thanks, Donna.
Thanks, Bobbie.
Thanks, Sheila.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
I will hopefully see you in March.
Yes. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Kassal.